Hello, we are back again on a Thursday this time. Go figure. Anyway, yeah, so last time we did, well, we did Silent World, and, well, good god, that took 3 hours. Granted, I had battle animations on, so that was kind of my fault, but that was still, that was a doozy. I expected that to be a little bit harder, because I kind of gimped myself a little bit, and then, yeah, that kind of went about as well and about as poorly as I would have expected. Got some promotions out of the deal, got a couple people, like, dangerously close. I think I'll be fine with the Hawk Army going forward, but it was pretty touch and go for a while, and I also checked the playback on last stream, and wow, I think I turned my mic down a little too much. I have a tendency to lean back when I'm playing this game away from my microphone, so maybe that was it. I don't know. Anyway. Why am I doing this now? Because, well, you'll see.
The journey to the Tower of Guidance becomes more difficult as Ashura's disciples of order hound the travelers every step. Micaiah's ability to sense danger proves invaluable, as it gives her allies advance warning of attacks by the disciples. Thus prepared for each battle, the group keeps casualties to a minimum. As they travel south through Benyon, Micaiah and her company clash repeatedly with the disciples of order. Eventually, they pass through the central mountains and into the lonely wastelands of the vast Grand Desert. They are sustained only by their faith that they will reunite with their companions at the Tower of Guidance.
Chapter 3, Distortions. This is a pain in the dick. But first... The Dark God's tainted minions have defeated our forces at every turn. Now they have set foot on the holy ground of the Empire itself. We have no choice but to lead the army ourselves and destroy them once and for all. We are the chosen ones. Our will is the will of the gods. With us at its head, our army is invincible. Yes, quite. As you say, Vice Minister. When I've beaten that brat Sanaki, I'll make her kneel before me and plead for her life. The Vice Minister says he hears the will of the goddess, yet I've heard nothing of the kind in my ears. Why would the goddess choose the cane and me? We're the ones with the most to atone for. Empress Tsunaki. The silver-haired maiden. Yes, it's me, Micaiah. May I sit next to you? What? Of course you may. Thank you. This is awkward, I'm sorry. I know that you are not very fond of me, but I wanted to talk to you. It's not that. I like you just fine. It's just that you make me feel inadequate. It's because I can sing the Galder of Elise and hear Yune's voice, isn't it? How did you know? I can sense the flow of people's thoughts. By seeing the movement of a person's mind, I can usually deduce what the person's thinking. You can read minds? What a boon that would be to running a country. If I could read people's minds, I could tell what the nobles and senators were thinking behind their smiles. I wonder why the goddess didn't bless me with such power. Micaiah was born with her power. We didn't give it to her. Ah, is that you? No, I mean, the goddess of chaos, Yune? Let me ask you one thing, Yune. Why was Micaiah able to sing the Galder of Release, but I wasn't? I'm sorry, little Empress. I don't know. But I knew that Micaiah could sing it. That's why I stayed close to her. I don't understand. How could you be a goddess and not know? I thought gods were perfect beings who knew everything. Gods? Perfect? Where did you get that idea? You haven't met a lot of gods, have you? Well, no, but divinity created life from nothing. Surely only perfect beings could do that. We did create life and can do many things that you creatures of flesh can't. But that doesn't make us perfect. It just means that we can make mistakes on a much grander scale. We're not what you've been taught, and we're much closer to you skin wearers than some will admit. But we do make mistakes. Sometimes we make terrible mistakes. Sometimes all it takes is one emotional outburst and the entire world's drowning underwater. Ow! But where did this sandstorm come from? Yune, you need to calm down. I wish we were perfect. Then there wouldn't be any wars, and no one would have to die because of our mistakes. Yes, I understand, Yune. Now please calm down. Yune? She's gone now. She got upset. She hasn't lost control of her emotions like that in a long time. Micaiah, I'm supposed to be the voice of the goddess Ashera. Or Ashera? Again, I will never get that right. Yet I've never once heard her speak. I wonder what she's like. We may find out before this is over. Interesting note to go to the base on. Anyway, yeah, a desert map. Just when you thought you were safe from this typical trend in Fire Emblem games, this, you know, comes right back around, and, well, thankfully, this isn't... I don't think this is one of my least favorite maps in the game, but it's not that bad if you prep for it. The first thing is that, I'm gonna drop this Thani tome off, and then... Do we have a spare... Okay, I need a restore staff. I also kind of need a physics staff on Micaiah. Not gonna lie, excuse me. It's to the point that I want to drop the Purge Tome, although there's potential use for this. But there's an even better use case for just having a full complement of staffs. The other thing I'm gonna need is... Where's Khalil? There we go. What's your fire weapon rank like? Oh, it is S, okay. So we can't use the Rex Flame Tome, but we do have some good options here. Regardless. Do I have any Thunder Tomes I can use? Elf Thunder is strong enough to the point where I would want to use it. I don't really want to have wind magic on this map. It's not really that good. But for other stuff... Oh, I need to buy more heal staffs, goodness. Even just having one would probably be to my benefit. Her stats are in an okay spot, but the main thing that I'm going to need to do for this map is have Kolo promoted. There's a reason for that. If you're not familiar with how desert maps usually work, they are horrible for some unit types, but insanely good for other unit types because of how sand terrain inhibits mobility for a lot of units. But one of the units that benefits the most is, well, flying units, which we have in spades thanks to having Har and Jill at our disposal. But the other big one are sages. Case in point, like an Arc Sage Khalil, for instance, which is the reason I've been training her, is gonna be pretty nice, I think. But I'm gonna give her these last 2 level ups with a bonus experience, just so I can get a little more out of it. Kinda wish I got magic there, but I won't say no to strength, especially since Sanaki's having such a hard time wielding heavier fire tomes. Khalil probably won't have any issue, if I had to guess. Again, no magic. That's weirdly high strength, but anyway. That's alright in terms of where she's at. And then there's units like Nolan that I don't want to touch at all with, or even Har to some extent that I don't even want to touch with bonus XP. Jill's also, like, massively improved in my eyes. We'll be using these 2 a lot, just because they're probably the main units that can actually do a lot of the good work on this map. And also, just 25 defense on you, what, 30 defense on Har? Yeah, these guys are absolutely, like, I need units that I can just reliably maneuver around this map without movement penalties, or really worrying about much of anything, and both these guys are going to have that covered in spades. That being said, Naysal is kind of in a similar bucket, now that I think about it. Skirmir will be useful too, but I don't want to give him any bonus XP unless I have to. You are a Curiat. Sigrun is an odd duck in this case, because I did get her promoted. In fact, did I get Zahar promoted? I did not. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of want to do this, because otherwise giving him any XP is a waste. And that's not that much, honestly. Okay, let me do this first. Forgot he had the great sword equipped. Another bet. Did he get anything? I swear, because he already kind of was wearing a cape. I guess the promotion change is less obvious than Mia, but I guess the collar's a little bit different? I don't know, I'm gonna have to check tape on that, but having another True Blade is good. So we're gonna do that, because that's gonna uncap all of his stats and instantly give him SS in his preferred weapon. Alright. Danved, sorry buddy, you're benched. Marcia might not be, if I'm being honest. Because I need all the help I can get on this map, and then, honestly, it might even be a good excuse to use this dusty old bird, as I like to call him. But I don't know, this army I think is going to be in a good spot for this next map, even if my deployments are going to be a little bit awkward. And I think I'm going to have Sanaki stay. How did you end up with the arm scroll? I gotta wonder. But in terms of other stuff that we're going to do, ooh, that's not what I would hope to see. Yeah, Khalil, Marcia, and Neolucci? Okay. Was kind of hoping I could get Naysala with Leanne for support, but unfortunately that doesn't really happen. Har and Jill, nothing either? Wow, this really isn't my playthrough, but this is the best thing ever. Plus 45 Avoid from a 1 support. That's so good. Love to see that. Can I... Har, Danved, or Marcia, those are all... well, obviously all of those are units from Part 2. And then Edward is actually pretty funny, but... I might as well toss one of these around because... Or maybe make sure that Har has a support. Something to give him extra defense or hit rate would be pretty good. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, we got info conversations. Again, just 2, but these 2 are pretty good. How did it go, Sigrun? Did you find anything useful? Only this, unfortunately. Ah, it's the Tome of Bolganon! This is quite rare. Good work, Commander. Such a heavy sigh. What's wrong? What sort of state is the world in when the Apostle, our Empress, has taken up arms and fights alongside the common soldiers? No, we went through this with Almeida. Don't be like this. You're better than this, Sigrun. Is that still bothering you? I already told you not to worry. I know, but what would the Duke of Persis think if he saw you right now? Ah, Sephiron. I wonder what he and Zelgius are doing right now. They're awaiting your return, of course. You don't have any doubt about that? Of course not. Duke Persis comes from a family of great mages. General Zelgius is the finest general in all of Beneon. They wouldn't have been petrified. We'll see them when we return to the Empire. That's true. I'm certain that they're safe too. They must be waiting for us. Let us make haste towards Cien. Yes, that is why he keeps suggesting that you should stay away from danger and... Nonsense. We will fight with everything we have, and in order to fight to our utmost, we need powerful magic at our disposal. Follow me, Sigrun. Under these sands are many precious treasures. Help me find them. I'm glad that she's feeling better, but to see our Empress digging around in the dirt like a common farmhand... the end results are pretty good. That Bolganon tome is probably gonna go to Khalil, but I'll worry about that in a minute. King Nesala, you are by yourself today? Yeah, how about you? Where's that stone-faced sidekick of yours? He's just hesitant to show his emotions. I'm only joking. Don't get so defensive. Then don't insult my family. Oh, I probably should have read that a bit more sternly, my bad. You say he's your brother, but there's as much resemblance between you two as between me and Skrimir. We're not related, but we're very close. Perhaps like you and Princess Leanne. What? You didn't... Yes, I can sense your emotions. I also know that you just closed up to keep me from looking in. You possess the same power as the Herons? Stupid of me to let my guard down. I'm sorry. What else did you sense? Excuse me? Did you find out anything else about me? No, I didn't try to read your mind intentionally. I just felt that your feelings for Princess Leanne were very warm, and that's all I saw. You're sure? Fine. You're a lot like me. I'll let you have a look this time. What do you mean by that? You'll see when the time comes. King Nesala? I almost forgot. Here, this is for you. This is a Tome of Light. We need you to stay alive, alright? See you later. Nesala. Nosferatu. One of my favorites. Well, another one of my favorites. I don't know if Micaiah can use this. I'll check on that in a minute. Anyway, two very, very nice tomes. Just a kind of subtle hint that we... What's your light rank like? It's B, okay. And I can reasonably get it to A on this map, at least if I bring the Purge tome, which I'm going to. The Thani tome has, like, next to no utility because it's... Yeah, armored and horse-mounted units. Both of those, mind you, are absolute dog shit in a desert map. So, we'll be taking... We can't take Nosferatu, but I will take the Purge tome out for a spin. And we're going to mainly rely on that L-Light tome. Using higher-ranked tomes is a pretty good way of increasing your weapon rank faster, and Micaiah hasn't even hit S-rank yet, which she reasonably could. Having A-rank in staffs is good. That basically gives me the full complement of what I need. But, ooh, that's, like, we're gonna need to work on things for a little bit, and actually, I forgot that I took this, too. Yeah, again, Micaiah can't use this yet, so I don't really want to bring it in with me. But your inventory, Soth, is looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna have you bring the pure water in, or maybe give it to Har. Yeah, he doesn't have one, and he's gonna need it. Why don't you hold on to his short axe for the time being? That sounds like a good idea. And why don't you also take... Not that steel dagger, no need for that. You can hold on to a spare javelin for me, why not? Okay, so... Regardless of how you do this, filling up Soth's inventory with a bunch of random crap at minimum is probably a good idea. Because, of course, this is a desert map in a Fire Emblem game, and if you've played any of the older games, you know that that means that there's a lot of hidden items for us to grab. Skirmir's looking pretty good. Same goes for Nisala, although you don't need that coin, buddy. And I think we're good there. I'm gonna have Leanne hold on to that pure water because chances are somebody like Nolan, or actually Nolan has one already. Yeah, these two can cover each other, and their resistances are actually really good now that I think about it, so they're very unlikely to have any problems. Let's hit the shop real quick. And yes, I did mean shop. So, might as well grab one of these, because... Yeah, I'm gonna grab one and give it to Khalil. And I'm gonna grab... We have exactly one mend staff, and I don't know if it's in the convoy or not. We're kind of at the point where, yeah, having basic heal staves is more than enough, but I'm gonna stick this in the convoy. I'm a little less worried about money right now because, courtesy of being able to obtain massive amounts of good items, we're really gonna be reaping a lot of big rewards here. In fact, it's to the point where maybe instead of the javelin, I could... where are they? I mean, I could play around with one of my Reaper cards. That kind of sounds like fun. And so there's a magic stat to the point where, yeah, doing 18 damage off of resistance is probably still bad, but you never know. Anyway, give me this, and give me this elixir, because you don't need it. And we're going to trade the Bolganon Tome over to Khalil, because, yeah, having a full complement of very strong fire magic, that's going to help us a lot. And Tsunaki already has the Cymbeline Tome, which is what I'm going to be using for the majority of any combat that she sees. Oh, and she will. Nobody is going to be sitting this map out at all, and everybody has a pretty important job to do. That being said, yeah, I think, gonna have you probably take a short axe out for a spin. I'm not gonna start burning my tomahawks yet, because they're pretty... I don't know if I should be saving them at this point. I probably want to save one, because now that I think about it, yeah, the other two armies don't really have very many big-time axe users. Well, Ike's army has two, and Tavarn's army has sort of one because of Curad, so I think you know what, we will, because gotta break out the big guns. That's kind of gonna be the way to go on this map. And as much as I like the Tarvos, is it worth burning a use of a repair staff for that? Probably not, if I'm being honest. I think I'd rather... hang on, no. What did I drop in there? I think it was just a... Oh yeah, and we have the eggplant axe if we want it. I think it was a hand axe, yeah. We're gonna actually ditch the Tarvos for this map, and I'm gonna give Nolan a crossbow. We could bring the Akar out to play, and honestly, I'm a little bit tempted to do that. This isn't a bad map for crossbow usage, because, like I said, there's not a lot of armor knights on this map, so it's pretty good. And being able to attack from 1-2 range when your mobility is cut in half is it's a lot more useful than you might think. In fact, I'm gonna drop this Iron Axe off, and we're gonna not use anything else because, yeah, it's just how it is. Like I said, we'll have Nolan use the Short Axe, because this is probably the best map to cut loose and start using a bunch of stuff. Okay, anyway. Speaking of which, I don't want to go to the XP screen, I want to go here. Let's talk about these Master Crowns that I've got in stock, because I've just kind of been hoarding them, not really sure what I want to do with them. These are potentially... I've been using these sort of incorrectly up until this point. I don't mind hoarding my stat-up items for the time being, just because I think in a lot of cases I want to make sure that I have units that are going to make the best use out of them where possible, but with Master Crowns, once a unit promotes to Tier 3, that's it. These have no weight, and I'm getting to the point where a lot of my units have promoted already. I used a bonus XP on Zahark, but with Khalil, giving a full level up's worth of bonus XP isn't really worth it when I can just use a Master Crown and get the same effect. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Very nice, and yet that is +5, really? Damn, okay. Yeah, so she'll have no problems using Bolgan on, because that's a... Oh yeah, that's a 9-weight tome. Arcfire's 7, Elfire's 5, yeah, we're good. Plus we have, like I said, S rank. We also get staff access, and it's only E rank, but that's going to help me out a lot, because E rank with 24 plus, yeah, 10. So healing 34 is, you know, we have units with a lot more HP than that, but what I'm going to need, for what I'm going to need Khalil to do, that's pretty solid. Now, before I go into here and... Do I have anything that I can really sell? Not really. I mean, the Tempest Blade is good value, but I'm gonna need that in other armies, so I don't really want that right now. And for other things... I was thinking about selling the Mercy Scroll, but if I'm being perfectly honest, it's gonna be all the way down here. That is a... Oh, it's for Alencia only. Okay, so that just massively decreases its viability. I was wondering if I could equip this onto other people, but no, you can't. That being said... yeah, no, we're just gonna... Welcome back anytime. Thanks, Mustin. There's stuff that I would possibly want. Arc Thunder is tempting. But I'm gonna hold off on that, too. Because I don't... Like I said, I don't really need that. I also have one in Sinaki's inventory, and I'm kind of tempted to trade Khalil's Thunder Tome over, and I think I'm going to do that. Her magic stat is high enough that I can still get a lot done with this, and this weighs her down a lot less. So, for when we need it, which is for type effective damage, you know, it's going to be pretty good. And I think for the time being, I am completely done with inventory management. And like I said, if I need to deploy Marcia, I will, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Got a full complement of Tier 3 units and also Tanvit's here. Sure. What are your stats looking like? I don't know if you could use some bonus experience. I mean, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go over to skills for a second, because I've had this Nullify skill basically stapled to Har's inventory for a while, and I'm gonna want to survey the map first, because that's really gonna dictate what I do with this. This skill, especially since flyers are king on this map, I really need to deploy on the absolute best unit possible, and that unit might not be hard. It depends on how many Thunder Sages are on this map. If there aren't really many, then I'm thinking that Sigrun might benefit from this a lot more than he will, just because Seraph Knights are good on this map, but anytime you run into a sniper, it just immediately turns into the world's biggest environmental hazard. Don't have to worry about Ballista, thankfully, but that's still it's still a concern. And I'm tempted to give... How many Paragon Scrolls do I have? I think I only have one, because the other one is in a different group. Oh, Jill has it, now I remember. Jill doesn't really need it on this map, because she's more than caught up, but I might keep it on her anyway. Because, yeah, there's nobody else that can really benefit from it. I was tempted to give it to Tanith, but Tanith's role is probably going to be more utility-centric than actually seeing a ton of combat. It's mainly going to be, like, ferrying people around or something like that. The one thing I will do, now that I think about it, this is unfortunately going to take a lot of capacity, and unfortunately, like, that's Mordecai's, like, trademark skill, but I'm going to give it to Skramir. I have a pretty good use case for this in mind, and I don't need it in other groups, so we might as well make use of it now. And I'm almost tempted to give Jill the Blossom skill instead of Paragon. Although that would mean that she gets 15 XP per kill rather than the usual 30, and it's not that great, if I'm being honest. Yeah, let's skip out on it. I will... I don't know who I want to give Paragon to. Micaiah's not a bad choice, if I'm being honest. Yeah, let's do that. That also means that she's going to keep the Discipline Scroll and also have Paragon, but that's a pretty good combination, I think, because she doesn't promote at the end of this chapter, but the next time that we see her, she's going to promote again, and I want to make sure that she gets as much of a chance to level up as possible. In fact, come to think of it, that might not be a bad idea either. Because I think 30 is actually her magic cap. And yeah, it is. That's the most important stat, because that gives a stupid amount of range to Physic. That's 1 to 15, which is super duper busted. But, well, it's, what is it, 15 range, 40 HP heal? That's incredible. And, like I said, so this is basically just... Combat-wise, he's kind of done from this point forward, because he doesn't really contribute a whole lot with his equipment loadout, but... if we need him to do chip damage, he can do that. Besides, his real job is to be going hunting for treasure rather than actually fighting. Skramir is an interesting case, mainly because, like I said, his weight especially, or his con, especially when transformed, it is weight, never mind. His weight is extremely high, so he can actually smite a ton of my other units around, including potentially some units that I'm going to have to worry about later, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. How much to level you up? 1,300-ish? You don't have the best resistance even when transformed, so that might be... Yeah, 18's not the best, but it's something I can work with. But yeah, he basically has to be transformed, otherwise, even more so than other Lagoos, he's a sitting duck. But yeah, I was kind of expecting to take one of these two guys out on this map just to fill a slot, but honestly, on this map, I can't really afford to have anybody that's a liability. Even, like, Rolf, who I was tempted to bring on a couple of maps, like... I think the ability to stay alive or get out of the way when a situation calls for it is a lot more important than any type of chip damage I could muster. So, I'll worry about that instead. And like I said, that being able to move around or rescue people might be cause enough to bring Neolucci out, and why do you have this? I literally just recognized that. Anyway. Before we go, who got the MVP on the last map? My money is kind of on Elincia or Peleus. Aaron? Okay, that was not my third guess, but I'll take it. He did, basically it was one of those three, because they were the ones that were really doing a lot of the work, and yeah, I'll take it. Heyo, how you doing? This is... I hope you like long maps, because this is basically all we're going to be doing today. Just got done with prep, so I'm gonna go over my inventories real quick here, and then we're just gonna get into it. Although these guys probably won't see action. I also have Soat's inventory filled with junk, because it just seemed appropriate, and... Oh, that's a killer weapon? Okay, Actually, Jill, you can use that, can't you? Yup! Okay, we're gonna have fun with that thing. Stick that in the convoy, because don't really need it right now. Good thing I checked on that, because that would have been very awkward, because then I would have had to send that to the convoy during this mission, and I don't want that. Actually, now that I think about it, I just... Hang on, let me go to intermission real quick, because I just recognized something. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go grab my phone because I actually, for reference, I had a, God, what am I saying? I actually had a map loaded up on my phone with all of the, with all the hidden items on it, so, yeah, we want that. We really, really, really want that for this, because it's gonna save me a lot of headaches. Yune visited again, huh? Did she have anything interesting to say? Sort of. I think she might be responsible for the ancient flood that sank all the other continents. You know, just casually drop that. Sorry to break up your alone time, you two, but we have Disciples of Order troubles again. Hey! That's... I knew this would happen, eventually. What is it, Empress Sanaki? Oh, I see. Ah, my dear Sanaki, the false apostle. What a pleasure to see you again, and this time, I've an army of the righteous behind me ready to strike you down. Vice Minister Lacane, you are the foulest kind of traitor. I can never forgive you. How amusing. Forgiveness from a fraud is of no value to anyone. Empress, please don't force me to listen to any of his blasphemies any longer. Allow me to silence him for you. Hold, Sigrun. I want to understand. Lacane, on what grounds do you claim that I am not the true apostle? The Apostle of Benion shall be the firstborn daughter of each generation in the line of Altina, First Empress. First Empress. She will give voice to the goddess. She will pass judgment, give prophecy, and protect the people and their lands. Sanaki, you have never once heard the voice of the goddess, have you? That is only because I have not come of age yet. Oh, what an hysterical coincidence. That's just what the Senate has been telling the people for years now. Apostle Sanaki is too young to hear the goddess. Give her more time. Funny that the lie you've been living is the same lie we've been telling. But how? Explain yourself. Poor false apostle. No one ever told you about your older sister, did they? She was the true apostle. I had a sister? She died before you were born, assassinated along with Apostle Misaha by the Heron clan. So the Senate installed you, the second daughter, as the apostle instead. You lie! You impugn both me and the noble Herons. I'm glad to have exposed your secret. Perhaps now you will be able to accept the truth. Silence! That lying tongue of a treacherous senator proves nothing! You seek proof? Fine. We shall settle this in the ancient way, in a battle to the death. Whomsoever the goddess sees fit to win the day must be in the right. Lacane, we finally found you. Now's our chance, so we must do whatever it takes to get the blood count. Right, let's go. Well, things have escalated, I guess. Sorry, Dan, that you're sitting out this one, and I don't know if I want to deploy a 15th unit. I don't even know if I want to bring Martian, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, this... I potentially have utility for this dusty old bird, but I don't like the thought of bringing him. That being said, I don't know who I'm gonna bring. This is one of those maps where, like, honestly, like, even Nolan and Zahark is a bit of a gamble, because, yes, they have Sky High to Void and will probably kill everything that walks within a 10-foot radius of them, but good luck closing the gap, honestly. I'm gonna need you two to be up front. Whoop. They're gonna be running south here. Nolan's not the best at dealing with these Swordmasters, but with a crossbow, he could probably give himself the edge a little bit. In terms of other units that are problematic. This guy, just throwing that out there. Really hate to see killer weapons around here. Axes. These two snipers I know are very annoying because in case I need a safe spot, this top right corner I remember being pretty good for that, even though there's no hidden items up there. And these guys are also an issue, but as long as I give Sigrun and I guess Tanith also swords, I can kind of get the jump on these guys with Weapon Triangle and kind of even things out. And yeah, it's a lot of... I don't know if there are any Thunder Sages on this map. I don't think there are. You have a Fire Tome. Yep, nope. Not even a Worm Slayer on anybody. There's so much anti-Seraph Knight and Pegasus Knight crap on this map, but there's absolutely nothing for stopping Wyvern Lords. Like, I don't understand. Let's go back to base real quick, because I gotta move the Nullify Scroll over. Not that. There we go. Because normally Har is the king with this thing, but he don't need it. You're not the best unit, Sigrun, but this is going to give me a lot of breathing. Do you have enough capacity? Just enough. Perfect. Alright, we're good. Now as for... The main utility of units like Marcia and Neolucci is mainly bailing footlocked units out, or rescue dropping them into positions where they're not in that much danger. And like I said, in case I need her to fight, she's got just enough juice to really get going. I'm gonna need Nesala over on this side, and I'm also gonna... Well, Sanaki's gonna head over in that direction. I want Har and Jill to stick together, and then we'll keep these three together for the time being, and all of those Steel Lance is right perfect. If I get up to more potential triangle attack tomfoolery, I absolutely want to take advantage of it, because, yeah, last time it was funny, and you better believe that I'm gonna keep running that joke into the ground wherever possible. And then, like I said, this guy's just babysitting people. I didn't give you any... Where is my good stuff? We learned last time that Wildheart is absolute crap, but... Do I have an extra rock that I... No, there we go. Grass and... No, like, Goose Stones? Where's my one use? I think Mordecai has it. Yeah, he does. Just give Neolucci all my leftovers, because this is more of a adjusted pace thing than anything else. I think he's actually too weak to actually do any damage, because, yeah, he only has 20 attack, plus whatever the hell he gets out of his BB here. A-rank on the strike weapon is going to be pretty good, but, like I said, these two are going to be pulling a ton of weight. Nesala is going to be handy, and as is pretty much everybody that I was using on the last map, but... The only unit that I'm thinking about repositioning is maybe putting one of my footlock units back here so Scrivener can shove them, but I think he can do that on his first turn anyway. Let's go ahead and save. There's a couple of unfortunate wrinkles to this map down the road, besides all the hidden items, that I want to make sure I can try to avoid. Being said, let me get my map out first, because good intel is kind of everything, especially when it comes to hidden items. Alright, yeah. Soap is going to be taking a pretty roundabout approach to this map, because I want to stay out of the range of this guy. This Purge Home Bishop is extremely annoying. He's, like I said, once he runs out of uses, he's fine, but, like, he's right at the edge of our starting location, and anybody that runs into him, he's gonna start blasting. The other complication of this is, well, it looks like we have to deal with 2 bosses, but we really don't. And I guess I lied about there being no armor knights because there are these 2 guys, but they don't move if memory serves, so yeah, of course, the AI gets to take advantage of that. The first is, well, Lacane here. Did you think you were gonna get to fight this guy on this map? That's adorable. It wouldn't be hard to off him either, because he only has a rewarp staff in his inventory, which is... I mean, he could do 28 damage to it with it, which is kind of funny, but only on the... Excuse me, only on counterattacks, and like I said, he's, even if we could reach him, he would probably just warp away, because that's what the AI likes doing if they ever have access to rewarp, which is an enemy-only staff, go figure. The other one is, the real boss here is Numida. You might remember him from earlier in the game. This guy is a frickin' Hitler stash, and he's also very much a pain in the ass on this map, and was kind of a real heavy back in part 1 of this game, alongside Jared, who Jill, I don't know, lopped his head off back then with an axe that was named after a radish, but no matter. His Purge Tome is arguably even more annoying than the other bishop. What's funny is that I believe he has dialogue with every single member of the Dawn Brigade, including units like Fiona or Aaron and Laura, who I didn't deploy on this map at all, but if I brought them, they could actually potentially talk to this guy. Although, what sane human being would bring Fiona onto this map? It is awful for her. Well, it's awful for any Cavalier, but it's especially awful for her. Other extra wrinkle are these 2 guys that are by Lacane. El Sleep, El Silence. I hate these. A staff that prevents enemies from using magic, it has been strengthened by the Senator's research. There's not very many copies of these in the game, and might have noticed, range of 1 to 30, that's pretty much the entire freaking map. We are going to get hit with Sleep or Silence twice over the course of this map. It's gonna suck. The good news is that if I keep a Restore staff on Micaiah, she's already very unlikely to get targeted due to her high resistance, but this is gonna save me a lot of trouble in the long run, so I've rambled on for long enough, and I've already been streaming for 48 minutes, so let's actually fight. Okay. You 2 are very annoying, but this guy is going to be on my ass in about 3 seconds, so... Can you... Yes, that's perfect. I'm going to need, probably my Wyverns to swing over to the right here and then start... Or, not my Wyverns, my, Seraph Knight squad here to swing over to the left, and I forgot to get unequipped with that. Well, that's not going to see any use, but that's not a problem. The one thing I'm going to probably want Sigrun to do is whack this guy in the head, but I'm not that worried about it. None of you have Worm Slayers in memory serves. You have a Killing Edge, but I'm not that worried about that. And you have a bowgun. Seriously? A bowgun. Do you think I'm scared of that? No. If anything, these guys should be afraid of me. It's important to get the let out early on this map, just because there's a lot of things that can kind of go tits up if you're not careful. Speaking of which, I maybe should have given Har another Steel Axe, or maybe that one that I had forged last stream, but no matter. And I forgot I turned your animations off. That's fine. Har's just getting more Har stats. I'm gonna turn all these guys back to map only for the, or back to all on for the time being. I'm gonna do this until, probably in a little bit, and then I'm gonna swap everybody over to map only, because otherwise we're gonna be here forever, as per usual. Alright, Jill, go to town. Not as much strength, but honestly, Jill is just so tanky, especially from a resistance perspective, that this is extremely worth it. I mentioned it last time that we were... Nice. Mentioned it the last time that we were with Micaiah's group, but I'm a little sad that they used the Day in March theme instead of one of the more interesting themes out there. Especially since the theme that the Dawn Brigade had at the start of the game is actually really good. It's one of my personal favorites, but we just don't use it. I don't know. Can I just shove you? Yes. Oh, never mind. I forgot. Neolucci's too frail or something. Actually, the real trouble is going to be for you. Anyway, I'm going to need Soph to... Oh, he has reduced Wait, you reduced movement? Really? Yeah, Micaiah doesn't. I thought Thieves didn't have... Well, whatever. We're going to need him to do a lot of work anyway. I think keeping you out of the Purge Bishop's range is probably a good idea. The one unit I don't have to worry about that for is Khalil, so might as well take advantage of that. Can I... If I put Soph, like, here, or here, and then... Okay, well, I think I gotta put Leanne here, so... Put Soph down here, put Sanaki over here, and then that's gonna give me the ability to vigor both of these guys, and it's gonna help me out quite a bit. All the flyers on this map are potentially problematic, but I have ways and means of beating them out, so... I think this top guy, I might just want to have Nasala take care of, because otherwise... High attack power, he's probably gonna be a little too nasty to deal with. Anyway. Get you going. Yeah, unfortunately we can't, transform, or we can't transform with a stone like that and shove on the same turn, but we'll have to live with that. I guess the Grape Sword's my best bet here. The Wodao's not a bad option either, but we'll just stay put. And this is where things get a little bit annoying, because I think I want to stay out of your range, but I also want to deal with this warrior. Can you... You can't hit that tile, that's annoying. I think I'll just go for the unit that can actually double. Which is neither of my fire sages, that's annoying. Alright, Tan, it's time to earn your keep. We're gonna take turns seeing who can actually hit this guy. Well, you tried. Anyway, if that has that low of a hit rate, then these are probably going to be worse. Yeah. Plus, I don't want to put you in range, because I think you're a little too weak for that. Do you have, like, wind edges and stuff, Sigrun? You do. That's much better, and let me make sure... I can also put Sanaki here and do it. Yeah, because that's 34, so I need 13, and Sigrun's strength is complete crap, so... I should give her the Storm Sword and give Tanit the Wind Edge. Because, yeah, I have to use the Spear here, otherwise that's not going to connect, but Even if it doesn't, I'm not going to get too bent out of shape over that. Nice. What is your 20? Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. We're just gonna have you keep pace with the others for, like, support reasons, I guess, and then... I think I'm gonna have Khalil try to keep pace over in the south, because, like I said, this map naturally encourages you to get really aggressive and split your units up, and the best way of dealing with that is to just have 2 staff users right out of the gate. And this lets me give the kill to Sanaki, which is very valuable. Because, with any luck... get the level up, and... yes, perfect. Actually, every stat except magic. And defense, okay. Yeah, so any point of strength that Sanaki gets means that her other tomes are going to weigh her down less and less. This one, I think, in fact, only weighs her down by 2 now, and, well, this Thunder Tome, we're getting to the point where this might not weigh her down at all, which is going to be pretty good on a map with a lot of Wyvern Knights on it. And Micaiah is the last unit to move. I will equip this Restore Staff, and... how are you looking with the Purge Tome? This is a map where this is potentially a very useful thing to use. Just can't use it here yet. I'm gonna have you equip the Restore Staff, which there's a reason for, as you have probably been able to tell by the southern part of the map. Vice Minister Lacane, I take it we may begin. Oh, wait. God, what voice did I give for this guy? Champions of the gods, crush these heretics. Let's go ahead. Give them the reward for rebelling against our gods. Anyway, Lacane don't move, and these guys are going to take an eternity to move. That's what I thought you're going for hard. Good luck touching me, pal. Although, ooh, that's a bit better than I thought. But we advantage. Any utility, any ability to actually crump bad guys that I can get out of Nolan or Zahark is perfectly fine with me. Damn straight, girl. That's what I like to see. Okay, he's going for R. I guess he can damage him more. These guys have very high crit rate for some reason. Well, higher than I'm used to. I don't want to say extremely high, but, you know. You are... yep, that's what I wanted to have happen. Battle in the sky, over the desert. Let's get it. Giving the old eye rake to Barn style, I like it. I would have liked you to not do that. You get a lot of XP out of that, okay. These guys are tougher than the guys we dealt with in the prologue, but this is still a very weird army composition. Those guys all have crossbows, too. You need to watch out for that. And that is what I was afraid you were going to do. And that connected, which is even worse. Wind stage, that's what I thought. I know those guys showed up, I just didn't know when. So yeah, if I don't do this right now, then Har's just a sitting duck, and I don't want that. The good news is that, did you know that sacrifice cures statuses? I can keep the Restore Staff on Micaiah and still get some, and preserve a use of it. Good deal. Now, the only guy that can attack in melee range is, or beyond melee range, is this guy with a Wind Edge, so not that worried about that this turn. That's why we brought me a Lucci. Like I said, we're just gonna keep him waiting in the wings, no pun intended. How's your crossbow aim, Nolan? I like it, but I don't love it. Wow, okay, this is where... Yeah, this is where... Would've liked an extra point or two in strength there, but I'll take what I can get out of this. We can't kill the Swordmaster, but the good news is he probably can't kill me, so I'm gonna take advantage of that where it makes sense. Wow, okay. God, that's missing all the 60%ers today. Short axe, that won't kill, so we'll just go for... I think I'll go for the most damage that I'm realistically gonna do. Which is hitting 291s. This isn't Hector hard mode of Fire Emblem 7. I don't have to settle for 60% unless I am really feeling it. That'll get me a level up too, which is nice. Pretty typical-ish Nolan level up. You didn't get speed, but that's okay. How much speed do these guys have? 27, yeah, that's pretty good for this point in the game. Anyway, what I'm thinking about doing is... I need to kill this guy with the Perch Tome, and I think I'm gonna have her do that. We're gonna make him eat some... Yeah, he's gonna have to eat some broccoli. I want this to be a guarantee. Now, what I noticed about the El Silence guy was he didn't actually target me that turn, which is strange. You'd think he would, but... Get a concoction. Now, my inventory's full, right? Yeah. I'm gonna send the Vulner into the convoy. Having a concoction in Haru's inventory is actually really valuable, so... I think I'm gonna put you right here. And then what I can do is... probably have Jill take care of one of these guys, move back to this tile, and then we'll use Leanne to have them double move so that Micaiah can potentially heal herself up, and then we can worry about my other units later. Or I can use Jill to kill somebody else. Now, I think Tsunaki plus X is guaranteed kill over there. You can't target me, right? Are you in... I am not in either of these guys' ranges. That's pretty good. Steel Bow and Steel Bow. I'm gonna worry about these guys first. Because, if my luck is good... Bingo! First time of the day, the Dragon Foe scroll. Not really that beneficial, but Dragon Slayer is the... well, it's the dragon-type equivalent to Beast Foe. Very, very valuable. It also works on Wyvern Knights, and of course also Dragon Lagoons, which we haven't fought yet because I somehow dodged a bullet with Kurnaga back on 3F, but this will be valuable. Not for this team, but it'll be valuable. Anyway, you, I think, are the hardest enemy to... Yeah, I'm gonna do this first. Who needs crits? I don't. I like crits, but... Troll that lance, girl. You earned it. Anyway, with the Perch Bishop gone, I think I can actually move Skirmir forward, because I'm going to need him as far up as possible. And I'm going to have him use this instead of using the grass, because having this little movement range sucks. Anyway, the other thing I'm going to need is to have... Probably going to want to have Micaiah run back here. I want her to join the group on that's heading right instead of the group that's going left. We're going to have Khalil worry about the left side, but I may need to keep her put for a little bit because something tells me Har's going to get targeted again, and I don't want that. Mainly going to keep her here so that I can keep track of the guy with the sleep stat. Right, that's not how it works. I don't know why I was futzing around with my shoulder buttons, but... Ooh, that is... Yeah, that's dicey, but I like it. Yeah, and the Brave Axe can't 2 rounds, so... How does the Tomahawk look? Actually really good, let's do that. This is why you bring one of these in this map. Tomahawk's just a really good item. We're gonna do this here just to complete my little wall off, and... Yeah, so only Mr. Wind Edge Man here can actually hit us, and if he targets hard, he dies. So, we're good there. This is the biggest issue I have, is what to do over there, but I'll worry about that in a minute. The one thing I will do is trade these items around. Because I think Sigrun with a Storm Sword is a lot more valuable. Yeah. I love how they, like, will try to reach around their Pegasus to do that. That's kind of funny. This is hopefully out of range. If not, I'm gonna cry. I believe you have to keep Sanaki alive for this map. After this one, I think she stops having plot armor, but... Yeah, still want to try to make the most of the situation. And I think, yeah, that's what I was worried about. Thankfully, I have options for dealing with that, provided... Yeah, okay, we're good. I just need to take care of you. Naysala low-key needing the experience here is kind of funny, but... Honestly, like, even if he did get hit, he would probably just proc Maelstrom, which is always funny to see. Only Marsha left out. Gonna have her keep pace, just so... I'm actually gonna bring her around here. What I might have her do, if nothing else, is Fairy Soap around. That's what I thought you were gonna do, because... Oh, right. Actually... Wait, did both of them have throwing axes? I guess both of them did. I'm just recognizing that on the character models. This is a little dodgy on the left, but... I don't know, I can handle dodgy. Oh, especially if he had 0 hit. Even if he crits up here. Didn't even hit. Yep, you're gonna do that again. That's what I thought. Ugh. Is that a guaranteed hit? At least that can't happen anymore, but that's very annoying. There we go. Fix that part. I'm also gonna... I'm trying to think. There's an item here, and I believe there's an item somewhere around here that's really good. There's also one just out in the middle somewhere. I have to double-check all my map locations and stuff, but we might as well pick you up, and then... I think I'm just gonna have Marcia run around here, because... Probably, like, drop him... right here? Yeah. Because Neil Lucci can help, if nothing else. Plus, I don't have a lot of... I could have these guys swing around the left, but that's gonna take forever. Like, it would give them something to do, because... And it would also, like, get these wyvern riders off my back, which is good, but... Tricky. What's not tricky is, I think, Sanaki is the only unit that can really... Yeah, this is one of the better benefits, is just stuff like that. I also have Weapon Triangle there, which is really good. I could also maybe use my Purge Tome, but we'll see. The bowgun, like I said, is annoying, but he actually can't reach me this turn, so that's good. And you at the Wind Edge, you're probably my priority target, if I'm being honest. I can have Skrimir gnaw your face off, and I'm kind of tempted to do that. Killing the warrior is also a good idea. Because, yeah, I think the biggest threat is probably this guy with the Killing Edge, and even then, everybody has such high defense that, like, even Skrimir won't take any damage. Or much damage, for that matter. Crossbows are handy here for this exact reason. Give me the Vispa. Almost didn't get it, it cut away to black. Alright, so... It's only that group up top and then the center group down here. The bowgun doesn't scare me, it's you that does. Ooh, 1 point of strength is short. That's unfortunate. My Kingdom Breath pass scroll. Killer weapons are as good as they always were, I guess, but... Even still, that's kind of a waste. I would want to save it for you. I guess I can have Har try for this. Most of these attacks are going to do squat. There's, like I said, absolutely nothing that can really touch my Wyvern Lords except for some of the sages that can hop up, but none of them have Thunder Tomes. I guess they just forgot. We're gonna do this first, because actually even if Jill gets crit, I don't really care. That tickled. Anyway, why don't you let me take... Oh, what is your range? Yep, that's a problem. Well, I think I can move hard to block, so that's okay. I can also just pull Micaiah away, which is a good idea. Because my original plan was to do this, and I think I'm still gonna do it. Trade killer weapons around. Because this is just gravy. Oh, cool. That also works. Just keep the weirdly mediocre level ups coming, buddy. You do you. Alright, I think at this point I can start moving to the low end, because still want to keep you, like, right here, I think. I don't know what turn that L silent staff is going to start getting used, and I don't want to find out quite yet. I'm going to have you keep pace, and even then, it's not a bad idea. But I think I'm just gonna do this. Up here now, you two are not really a problem, it's mainly this guy up here. I want to make sure that I can at least get the kill here, because if one of these two ladies misses, then suddenly this gets really annoying. But they... Oh yeah, I forgot, Nullify. I don't think... Yes, they don't... I don't even need Tsunaki, just go for it. Yeah, there's a reason that I'm not using soap at all. I take it your Heather experiment is also just really, really not producing good results. Yep. That's what I was worried about. It's like, are you going along and trying to make that work still? Yeah, there's a reason that I'm only using soap as just a treasure hunter rather than an actual combat unit. It's not really you two, it's you two that I'm worried about. Yeah, these two dorks are gonna drop. Wow, okay. What does Soap have for reference? 22 strength. Soap has 24, and I haven't even been training him. That's pretty not good. I think your run might... I think that experiment might be cooked. Just saying. I hate to hear... You hate to hear it, but... And then... Yeah, you actually can't hit me from there. Actually... Yeah, Bowgun Squad is gonna get on my ass in a couple seconds. Yeah, I think my ass is grass if I move too far forward right now, so we're just gonna keep Makai at the back. Come to think of it, I might actually be able to run up and around through this way rather than... Gotta commit, okay. I mean, I respect it, but, like, man. We're gonna do this just to make sure that... There we go. Silence would suck, but honestly, I think the hit rate's still pretty bad. And yeah, it's gonna be even worse. I mean, if you prog... How much speed does she have? Because that's not the worst idea. This is gonna be funny. It's a bowgun. I'm so scared. Dink. That is a very, very angry target you chose to attack. I mean, dodge chance always helps, but... 36 speed, yeah, that's... For a death, that's actually pretty good. Okay, I thought that guy would shoot. Why are you not attacking? I'm so confused. Alright, you two are gonna drop, so... Never a bad idea, especially if you want to avoid the heartbreak caused by... Speaking of heartbreak, I thought you could do better, girl, dang. Should've checked the map. Speaking of, not worrying about anything. Alright, so Grant, if you want this, then you'd proc stun. You didn't, but that's okay. I understand why you didn't do that. Sanaki, if you missed this, so you are surprisingly gonna be okay, but... Do I need to use the... Well, even if I didn't want to, it would still be the best option. As per usual. How do you miss dropping a sun on people? It would be funny if she did, but she didn't. Alright, now we can worry about the rest of the level. So, one thing that perplexes me is... Let me check something really quick here. Because... Yeah, in that corner that I mentioned earlier, there's one item, but where that Purge Bishop was standing, there might be an even better option. But that point isn't safe yet, so we might as well just do this and have him wait around a little bit. These two are going to be my treasure hunting squad. And then Nialucci is just going to be booping people forward. These two are going to have to run back at some point. But that's not happening right now. Oh, hey, wow, I forgot we got Ace Sports. Nolan, you have no idea what an impact you've had on me. I can't lose you. Please, live through this. Why, I'm your man. I would never be yours to request like that. I believe he says the same thing to Edward, so if you do an Ace support with him, so yeah, might as well do this. You may have to crawl through the mud to survive, but I want to see you stand up and stay alive, Sahar. It's alright, I won't die. I know how much it hurts to be left behind. I mean, he kind of spent the entirety of Part 3 feeling that way, so sure. I'll buy it. There's my typical no level ups, but 30 strength for what I'm going to need him for the rest of the game. Pretty good. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3 guys coming in that I'm going to want axes for, but also 1, 2, 3 guys that I'm not going to be able to counter without throwing weapons. Something tells me what I'm going to want to do is actually use Khalil for damage purposes, but... there's frickin'... There's this stupid biorhythm letting me down. Go for it. It showed this side. Yeah, Volcanon is awesome. It's always like a volcano eruption. It's pretty sick. You take absolutely no damage, but you don't kill, which is annoying. Purge is an option, especially since nobody really needs to get healed. Because, I mean, okay, Skrymir might want to get healed, but I don't have to worry about that right now. What's your gauge at? 22? Alright, we can afford to do things on this turn. Like this. Oh, nice. I actually get my support out of that. Good shit. And nice. Micaiah actually gets a full level of her unit that she kills. I'll have to keep that in mind. Although at this point, I think most of her important stats are already capped, so... Sweet, that's what I like to see. That gets me to A, right? That was just enough for A. That makes sense. Purge is pretty good for that. And then, yeah, magic and res are already capped. Anything else is just extra. As for these two, what I could probably do is have them jump on this, and then we're gonna have to probably stay put just so that I can counter a couple of these guys. Otherwise, they're all gonna gang up on Skirmir, and I don't want that. Alright, do I want you to eat your vegetables, or do I want to just use normal methods of diplomacy? Eat your vegetables. No sell. Nice. That was sort of relevant, only that guy wouldn't have done any damage. Where's the nearest sage? Oh, I'm gonna get targeted that turn by two of these guys, actually, if I go for this. Although none of you are a problem this turn, so I think I'm just gonna have you guys stay put, or... I'm not gonna go for another one of you. Alright, so I go for the crit here, or I hope for a stun, I guess? I can't think of anything else, really. That's okay, because I don't think that I'll have much of a problem with Return Fire. Damn, girl, okay. Jill is getting to the point where she might end up better than Har by the end of this map. I honestly don't know. She does do good work. Anyway, yeah, Goon Squad up north here. I'm gonna heal up Actually, I don't even need to heal up Sigrid now that I think about it. Yeah, I have no... One of these guys is probably going to go for Skirmir now that I think about it, so... I'm going to save my physics staff for next turn, then, if that's going to happen. And then you three... Yeah, don't stand there, but other than that, you can get a little bit closer. And I actually don't want Makai to move at all, if I'm being honest, but... You can probably have her move here and be okay. This is why we kept the... Ooh, yeah, that's pretty nasty. If it would hit. Dummy. I just recognized the camera's kind of like blurry a little bit to emulate like a desert type of humidity. It's pretty neat, actually. And yeah, I was worried about you, but I'm just gonna have to take this on the chin. Literally. But we get to use this. In exchange. Thankfully, there aren't a lot of magic users, otherwise it would be very easy for these two to just die, but that's not gonna happen. Possibly. Famous last words. Right, expected this. That might actually be good, because then this might set up another Micaiah kill. Especially since he... Oh, never mind. Skrimir wanted lunch. I wonder what wyvern tastes like. It might taste like alligator sausage, if I'm being honest. It's a bit of a disturbing thing to think about. I only had alligator sausage one time. It was a place I was working at once was making a Cajun-style gumbo in a cafeteria. Honestly, not bad. I would eat it again. Actually, was it a... No, I think that was at a bar somewhere that did it. It wasn't a place where I worked. Anyway, I think you're just dead. Yep, certainly are if that happens. Anyway, any more volunteers? Oh yeah, we got plenty of volunteers. God, seeing my feed light up about this whole Switch 2 pre-order war that's happening right now. I'm not going to talk about it for very long because I'm not engaging in it, and also, I don't want to date this VOD any further. I don't want to date the VOD any further than I might already do it, but it seems to me like the people that are really trying to get a console pre-order are getting it, so it's just a matter of getting to a website instead of having it crash. Yeah, I'm not buying it at launch either because I just don't have the money. Like, that's the main reason, if I'm being honest. Yeah, so we're both chilling, sitting out the war. I guess the main good thing for me was, okay, there was an Emblem staff user. That's annoying, but I have ways around it. Ugh, they're so powerful. Are we destined to perish here? Micaiah, Micaiah, we're winning! What are you talking about? We're crushing these guys! And then there's this asshole. My maiden, hold on a little longer. I am here. Oh, and more trouble. Okay. Yeah, I guess I care a little bit about the Mario Kart. I don't want to get into it. Yeah, that's what I was worried about, is like, this is when the reinforcements start jumping in. The old FE games with the online. So, yeah, they actually did make an announcement for the 35th anniversary. The big one for me is Sacred Stones is actually on NSO now. I think it's on there right now. I'll check if and when I go to break, but that's not going to be for a little bit. But yeah, I was already planning on playing Sacred Stones in the near future, like, probably this year. So yeah, that's not next, but it's pretty close to next, if I'm being honest. And then what I think I'm going to do is get Nolan and Zahart down here. Anyway, yeah, because I know Sacred Stones is not my personal favorite Fire Emblem, that's what this game is, but it is very, very popular with a lot of people, especially since I think it was, for a lot of people, their first Fire Emblem game. It was another one like Path of Radiance, which you can also play on the online now. Well, you will, probably by the end of this year. Yeah, that's going to be interesting seeing people play that for the first time, which is going to be many people's experience. If you use the bad units, I'm tempted to. It's a bit like this game where I've used, like, bad to mediocre units a lot of the time. Like, I've used Edward and Braum in a bunch of playthroughs, but yeah, like, I'm tempted to try, like, maybe not the trainee units, but some of the other bad units like Gillum or Nene, who I usually avoid using. Especially if you go Ephraim's route, I think Nene might be a little bit better. Anyway. Oh, come on, so really? I'm half tempted to Vigor him just to have that work. Yeah, but, like, using Garrick for, like, the upkeep billionth time, not exactly the most interesting thing in the world, but using some other units that are possibilities. Yeah, trainees are cool, although, if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think I can stand using Amelia or Ewan on hard mode, which is what I'm going to be playing on without tearing my hair out, but we'll see. It would be funny to try to figure out a way to make that work without using the Tower of Valmy, which I don't intend to use, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. the Trash Amelia memes have always been kind of funny to me. As well as other ones that I won't get into. So, because these guys can just leap over the wall and start smacking me around, I'm gonna probably... I can't use this safe. I can't do this safely, can I? No. That is a dead Marcia if I try to do that. That being said, I think I can bait one of these guys out, but Sigrun has nothing in her inventory that'll help. Goodness. I gave these guys ranged swords and not regular old melee weapons. That's a bit of a misplay on my part, but not to worry. I can have the Nesala once these bows are done and dusted. Actually, what's her range? Because I have Sigrun taking care of that one guy, like taking care of this guy, but a bit curious. Okay, if I go like here, yeah, it's not that bad to train Amelia. I didn't think about that, but yeah, yeah. Ephraim route might actually be easier because she joins you in that hallway of death section, versus I think Erica's route it might be harder just because that map is more open. Yeah, Ewan kind of sucks because his best option is Shaman, and while I'm a big fan of dark magic users in this game, I was basically like showing blatant favoritism to Peleus last stream. The thing I don't like about Ewan is that he gets going way too late. I think if he joined when Ross joins, he would be a lot more useful, but it's why I want to try something like a reverse recruitment hack where units like Cyrene or Ewan end up get at those guys first, but that's a bit harder to... That game might be a bit harder to mod just because of the route split and the fact that units join in, like, not reverse order, but close to that. The Death Soldiers, yeah. My favorite, one of my favorite Fire Emblem hacks was it was a hack where it made an Amelia a summoner that could summon other Amelias. That's extremely stupid, but yeah. Other thing I wanted to try with Sacred Stones was the Lunatic mod that came out, where it adds in, like, a Lunatic difficulty on the vein of, like, this game's hard mode, or, like, maybe not FE12's hard mode, because that's a special kind of hell, but I'm gonna have to just do this, and then who's left? These guys, right. So, yeah, that mod also sounds kind of cool. So, the Black Knight is maybe a liability, the key word being maybe. He can only move 2 spaces and is, like in all of his other appearances, damn near invincible. These guys can actually hurt him, which is interesting to see. I think it's mainly like these warriors, these generals can kind of lay up on him. FE5, that's... yeah, that's not... For me, that's not happening for a while, because I'm kind of going in reverse order with my live streams, but... yeah, this guy is... Like I said, he's potentially useful, but it's mainly just a warning that you need to hurry the frick up, because if you don't, then he'll just take all of the XP. But there's a way around that. In addition to blocking off his path, I could do that. Which not only opens up a nice little pocket for me to put Khalil in to heal Har, because now the Wyvern is blocked off, but I can also just kind of... Nobody's gonna attack... None of these guys are gonna attack the Black Knight because they can't damage him very much. And plus, you will kill them on the counter, but... The more and more I do this, the less and less likely it's gonna be that he eats through a lot of XP. He will kill every unit on the map for you if you want, except for the boss. I believe what happens is his trajectory is to move all the way up to where the boss is. Excuse me. And then he just kind of sits there. And doesn't do anything. That's not the best thing in the world, if I'm being honest, because where the tile where the boss is standing, he's actually standing underneath a Laguz stone, or gem, excuse me, which is pretty valuable if you plan on using a non-royal unit, which could happen, I don't know. But the real benefit is that I think it sells for like 30,000 gold or something ridiculous like that. It's it's gonna be a huge shot in the arm for my money, which is not very good at the moment. I'm gonna have Marcia move over here. The other thing I gotta get the lad out for is getting Micaiah to the right side of the map, which I've been kind of bad about, but I want this sniper to die, and then once that's done, I can kind of have her link up with this group, and then we'll swing around to the bottom right. Go ahead and do this. The one unit that has to die is this archer, but Jill can take care of that, no problem. I don't know if I want to bank on a crit. I would rather get a guaranteed hit off, which I can't because that's my... Actually, the Brave Axe is probably my best shot. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. FE6 is another one I'm curious to try out because I played that back when I was in college, but I actually never finished it. I got very close to the end of the game, and then my phone that I was playing on, and yes, I played on a phone. Did you know that Android phones are actually overclocked Game Boy Advances that are very definitely licensed by Nintendo? I know, it's weird. You wouldn't think, but they find a way. But anyway, the phone that I was playing on, it ended up bricking, and that kind of sucked. Because then I lost... I had to trade Gwendolyn on that file. Speaking of training bad units, I had to trade up Gwendolyn that was just, like... steamrolling over everybody in her stupid, like, pink armor, and that was a lot of fun, but it's neither here nor there at the moment. Anyway, if I had Bliss on Leanne, I would almost be tempted to use it, because that might be faster than having Sylph wait on that tile grinder. Yeah, because he has bad biorhythm that is getting worse, or it's actually going up. Perfect. There's the demon card. This is a kind of a joke item. It's actually pretty good if you have a unit like a Seraph Knight that has high magic that is normally a physical attacker, but on everybody else, it's just kind of bad. Like, having Ike use this thing is hysterical, because his magic stat is so low, but we can sell it for money, which we're probably going to do, so let's just put it in the convoy. That's good. As for other people to heal, I kind of can't think of anybody, really, so... Because Skramir's going to take a lot of heat this turn, but he's not going to really be in danger of dying, is the thing. So I think we're just gonna have Micaiah move into a position where she's not going to get attacked, and then we're going to call it. Because like I said, I have to have her... I'm curious if you have a top combo, but I don't want to... Yeah, no. We're not going to do that this turn, because I don't want her to get murdered. Here come these guys. They might run for Nolan and Zahark, which, good for them, because... I think this is because Nolan can't counter. Well, he can't hit him either. That's what happens when you have a Reaver with, like, 30 speed, and... Yep, thought that was gonna happen. Bit of air combat. The bad news is that the Black Knight will probably pick up this kill unless... Okay, never mind. I'm hoping the Black Knight prioritizes attacking this this Wyvern Knight instead of trying to move, because I want to stay a couple paces ahead of him. That's a pretty good level up. Speed's always been the weak stat for Har, but with 28, he's pretty good at doubling those things that aren't Swordmasters. Wanted that to happen too. Now that damage isn't great to see, but yeah, that dodge chance is helping out a lot. And this is maybe one of the few times where stun will actually not kill. Unless it activated twice in a row, which I don't think it can, but I don't want to test that. But yeah, now this guy can't counter me, which means I can just wail on him. Pretty nice to see. It's also nice to see is a lot of these guys just attacking Nolan and Zahark and giving them a lot of opportunities to just do the work. Not being able to kill isn't a problem when this guy's such a dodge machine, but... What is important is making sure that... Okay, Skramir's gonna be fine. I need to get somebody over there to deal with that sniper, and I think that might be Nacel's job. One of the benefits of giving Skrimir the Smite skill, like I did, is that he can keep shoving the Black Knight back every time he gets close to units that I want to try to get XP for. The problem is I can't do that with him and keep him transformed on his turn. Nice. And I think that's a wasted use of that tome, which is pretty good. Or staff, not tome. God, if the frickin' silence was a tome, that would be stupid. You are gonna send that guy to the Shadow Realm. Oh, very much so. I'll take that, because that's just one less problem I have to deal with. Because I have a lot of problems this turn to deal with. Anyway, that is... Yeah, that's what I thought. He's only got one use of that. Pretty good. Okay, now, the next area that I need to hit up with Soth is... This area is not secure, so I think I'm going to have to head down here first. And that's going to take a minute, so... What I could do instead is kind of continue my crusade eastward here. Because, yeah, none of these guys are really a threat, except for this trio back here. And even then, like, I've got this area unlocked, and I've got, a good shot of being able to get rid of this guy, so I might have Micaiah do a drive-by here and keep moving. It's a bit risky to commit to this, to the point where I kind of want to save so that I don't end up wasting a heck of a lot of time. And I think what I'll do is actually, we're going to set this to map only, just so it can go a little bit faster. Get that light rank going. Plus, that's an extra full level, which is lovely to see. Proc defense, too. That's actually pretty good. That is not capped skill, but I'll take it. She is a little bit slow, which is annoying, but I have ways of dealing with that. I have ways and I have means. So, the biggest threat right now is actually these wyverns, because these guys need to start really getting the let out down here, or they're going to have us for dinner. This is maybe where I should have brought a Worm Slayer on Zahark. I didn't think about that. Because, yeah, his best bet... The best thing I gotta hope for is that, like, I can proc some bizarre combination of Colossus and Astra just to deal with these guys. Or that can happen, that works too. Because, yeah, you need to snort some grass. Leanne is just chilling. Soth, I'm probably going to want to move, because he's got to get down here. And actually, this isn't even secure yet, because I got to keep these two guys moving out. No Colossus procs. That's a little bit disappointing. That being said, I could... Can I do something... Okay, I can't get him where I need to, which is unfortunate. But I am gonna kind of have Yoluchi quite literally waiting in the wings here. Get the press. Heal up Skrimir, because it seems like a good enough time as any to do it. And like I said, instead of trying to advance the ball here, because the Black Knight is not going to be able to do anything this turn. So what I'm going to do instead is have R kill this sniper. Keller Lance should do the trick, but that's also his best option because he just ran out of Steel Axe uses. Go figure. No crit, but that's okay. If you go for Har, I honestly don't really care about that. And we're gonna do that, because that seems the safest. Keep these two together if at all possible. Okay, I thought I would get lucky there, but that's where another hidden item is, but can't move Sylph there yet, so... I don't even think I can get there with Leanne, but we can try. Yeah, that's what I thought. I can at least have Marcia move and then probably drop Soap. Drop off Soap somewhere in this general area. And I'm gonna need an Asala to kill this guy, because otherwise I'm gonna be very sad. Do all the flippy flops. That's a good Crodad. Zap? Yeah, this area is completely fine. That's less good, but I'll still take it. Got 3 straight. This is just so crippling. But we'll keep our footing here. And yeah, you definitely, very definitely need to do. I'm gonna have you move a little bit forward. Just start chugging that stuff, man. It's the only way to stay transformed, and I need you to, like I keep saying. Other thing I'm gonna want to do is kind of stay the hell out of my starting position. Reinforcements? I suppose I must turn back for my own safety. It is vital that I not be harmed, for the good of the world to come. While it pains me to leave the field of battle, I mustn't put myself at risk. Yeah, like I said, just in case you thought about that you were gonna be able to whack him. He doesn't even follow Fire Emblem tradition of, you know, being like, damn, I've been defeated, but I can't fall here. Nice. And you are going to move exactly there, and I can just shove you away again. And we have more friends down there. Good. Now, give me 1 sec here. Because I think I'm right... Oh, crap, I actually have to count tiles here. Alright, so this is my best reference point at the moment, for reasons I won't get into. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? I think it's right here? Booyah! Perfect. The base lard is easily, in my opinion, the most valuable item that you can get on this map. Why? The ultimate dagger. It has a high chance of landing a critical hit. I don't know if Soap could use this right out of the gate, but this isn't meant for him. This is going in the convoy for hopefully a very happy reason later on down the road. Anyway, like I said, Micaiah's just going to continue moving up here because the other thing I gotta watch out for at this point is the boss, because he could have targeted any of us, but he actually doesn't move, so this range is actually just 10 tiles, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So right around this point, and yeah, I can kind of skirt along... Actually, this tile is a good reference again. Soap is right kind of at the line where stuff would actually start to matter. Does Jill have pure water or does Far? Okay. Because I know, what I might do is get the boss to start wasting his, purge shots on Jill. Because Jill already capped her resistance because she's just awesome, and if I have her chug a pure water, that's gonna make her look like a much juicier target than she actually is. Plus, like, in case I want to not wait this out a little bit, I can, because... Yeah, so it's here, and then... Yeah, so with that in mind, what I can do is maybe put her, like, right here. Yeah, trade the pure water over, chug it. You actually need... Let me give you the killer axe. No, I'm gonna have Jill keep that. You can have the steel pole axes instead. Check this. Like I said, I want to be right on the slide. Right there's good. Anyway, what is your... Okay. No major malfunctions here, but still kind of want Nolan to get in range, and currently he can't, so... Keep this train rolling. It's a very slow-moving train, but it's still a train. That I'm missing a lot today. That's kind of sucky. Boop. Gonna go for some crossbow v crossbow action right here. Who knows, I'll hit that 1% crit maybe. Come on, guy, where you take your shooting lessons from Call of Duty? Thought you were better than this. Anyway, I'm wondering when the next group of reinforcements is going to show up, because we haven't had very many so far, and I know that there's actually quite a few on this map. At least I think there are, I don't know... Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. We're going to be getting some in a little bit. Especially since, like, I remember more than just that one wind sage popping up over here. But I'm not really going to worry about that for the time being. What I am going to worry about is, you are going to be a pain in the ass if I don't move you right away. In fact, I'm going to boot you back. I can potentially get Micaiah and the Black Knight's top combo, because I don't think I've ever actually seen it. It's one of those again for me. Poleaxe? That'll do. The one unit I don't want getting in range of the boss is Har, because that's gonna be awful with his lower resistance. And we're gonna pick up and cart Soap over here. I'm gonna move right here, because what I can do is duck in and then duck back out with Leanne. What would be hilarious is if, because I know there's always reinforcements at your starting location, if I can get the Black Knight to attack those guys instead of try to advance down, that would be very funny. It would also mean that I could deal with this in kind of a clowny way, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. That's the boss's range, so I can actually do something like... where do I want to go? Here. Because like I said, boss don't move, so... That's pretty good. And like I said, I could keep shoving the Black Knight back over and over again, but... I think I'm gonna keep... Yeah, I'm gonna have Skirmir just stay here so that the Black Knight can only move one tile. And then I don't know what I want to do with this Saw at this point. Probably send him up here to deal with this guy. Like I said, we have our chosen target for... Yeah, 31 resistance. I don't even know if he can hurt Jill. We'll see, but... It's not going to be easy, that's for sure. The one thing that I'm going to try to avoid is I want to approach this guy from the left. You'll see why. And I 100% need Micaiah to get over here. Thankfully, she's kind of in the best spot for this next turn. You are an interesting target, but I don't want to do that yet. There's a world in which things completely go tits up here, but it's not happening yet. Keyword being yet. Ha! Ooh! Ooh, stylish. He actually got the 4, which is unfortunate because if I had animations on, he would have done a cool flippy flop. We kind of saw it. The one thing that's unfortunate is that the Astra combo stops if the unit dies. Yeah, just don't even bother attacking him. Just don't. You move up one, and we get that trio at the back. And wait, did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, I was off by 1. I'm an idiot. That's unfortunate because now now Jill's resistance is only 28. And how much attack do you have? Oh, 34. Shit, she's a big girl. She can live. Killer Axe? Yeah, I kind of like that. Nice. Take his head off. Move you back, because otherwise I'd be in range of that guy, which I don't want. And then, like I said, I think you're right on the line, so we'll just keep Har in range to support. And so, can you be a deer here? Thank you, White Gem. 10,000 gold. Perfect. No notes. So, now all that's left is... Let me think about it. I think there's the tile that the boss is standing under, and then... Is that the only other one that I gotta worry about? I think so, yeah. So, it's mainly... Now Marchand's job is really going to be, just kind of hanging out for a bit, and then once the boss is dead, we'll just jump in. Anyway, you're cooked, son, so give it up. And what I might also do is have... Because I don't think there are any reinforcements that spawn in that corner. I'm not normally at that corner of the map. This is very bizarre, but... yeah. There's... I don't think there's anything, or... I mean, there could be. We had that trio at the back, and then... Ooh, yeah, okay. Now I know what's coming. Yeah, I might want these guys... I might want to get a rescue train going just so that I can bring these guys back over to my starting location, but... In fact, I think I'm going to do that. Because I don't have to worry about anything else down here. Because even, like, the steel bow sniper is probably the most threatening, and even then I'm not that worried about him. Especially since I can keep doing that. Khalil's resistance is high enough, but I also want to see the Jill combo first, so I'm going to do that. Now, in case I muck this up, because this next part is a bit obtuse, and also very easy to muck up if you put the wrong unit. On this tile in particular. Let Sigrun take a crack at this guy. I could triangle attack him, which would be very funny, but I don't have Marcia in position. So we just get a bit of chip and then run back. I'll take it. More speed would be very valuable, but no matter. I could have you try for some as well. Get you some, girl. It's good for you. It tastes like strawberries or something. I don't know. You can run up there. Micaiah is actually one tile away from where I need her to be. And in fact... Can you shove? Yes, perfect. Good job. Because, yeah, I can have her run directly up there. But I'm going to want Nasala to take care of this guy first. Because right on this tile... can I heal anybody with physic that I care about? No, not really. Look who's here! Hello, how can I help? What? Who? You and I were born under the same fate. Same fate? Do you also carry the mark? Indeed. I don't know who you're fighting, or why, but attacking my kin in the desert is the same as attacking me. I will not let them leave this place alive. My friend, may I ask your name? When you ask someone's name, isn't it proper to give your name first? Sorry, I'm Micaiah. And I am Stefan. Well met, let's go. Yeah, he was here the whole time. Stefan was hiding out in the desert, waiting for us for some reason. He's the last of the 5 sword masters you get, and in my opinion, he's decidedly in the middle. Part 4 of this game has a very odd habit of very, very late into each chapter throwing some very delightfully statted pre-promotes at you that can kind of give you the boost you need to get through the rest of the game, but are, for whatever reason, a pain in the ass to recruit, or just very unusual to recruit. For instance, if I stood on that tile with anybody that wasn't Micaiah, or I think Leith and Mordecai can also recruit him if you have Path of Radiance transfer data going, because those two were actually the only units that could recruit him back in a Path of Radiance. Any other unit, like if I move Naysala onto this tile, Stefan would have just given us this vague Kadi sword he's got and just left. So, this is not really Stefan's personal weapon, but it might as well be. This is an SS ranked sword. It's not the ultimate sword in this game by any means. That's a certain ebon-clad knight is currently using that. But this is still damn good. It is, like you could say there, tremendously difficult to use, but darn powerful in the right hands, as Stefan will no doubt show us. Like I said, he's overall kind of subpar. Zahark and Mia are both promoted and currently running laps around him, but if you want to use him for whatever reason, use him. You won't really regret it. I'm gonna throw him at these warriors just to kind of showcase what he can do. Anyway, that is, like I said, the last hidden item I really care about is down here, because this guy has his purge town, or is down here underneath where Numidia is, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. That being said, I am... she'll be fine. Like I said, she's a big girl, she can handle it. What I'm honestly more tempted to do is something like... Yeah, because these guys are not in range, so I can afford to be a little bit more aggressive with my positioning. What I might as well do is, because Marcia and Soth aren't going to be doing anything for a little bit, so I can have Marcia round down to the bottom corner. There is kind of a reason for going down there. And the main reason is because I need to give Nolan a lift back home, but the other reason is that after I do this, Soth's gonna do a bit of digging around here, see what he can find for us. Throw up my best tome for countering. Let's see what you can do. Shot. I didn't turn his animations on, that's my bad. We might not get to see them at all, but anyway. I don't understand. Why would they fight against the Vice Minister, chosen of Ashur? Are they somehow deficient? You will perish for your defiance of the Empire, Vermin. Oh, interesting. I thought Jill had a conversation with him. I know the Dawn Brigade members do. I wasn't sure about Jill. That's kind of a fringe case, I guess. Yeah, just in case he gets hit, he can just do that. Gets good XP, too. Oh, you are also going to join the fun. This is suddenly problematic. But that guy lives, so yeah, okay. Alright, I gotta jump on that guy and murder him, but I've got ways of doing that. There go those guys. It's a bit annoying. So if I do this... Yeah, if I move Stefan right here, I can actually get Numidia to hit him. Not the best idea in the world, given he only has 16 res, but I do want to show that off. Kind of wish that could actually kill, but I'm not going to worry about that. These two dorks I am not worried about at all, because I have more than enough firepower down there to just deal with them. I think I can have Har duck away from this guy. Once I deal with you and then just back up a bit. Oh yeah, that's spicy. Actually, why back up at this point? Honestly. I need to get the lead out and probably start knocking down some of these other guys, so let's just go ahead and do that. Now that Micaiah's kind of accomplished her hidden mission, I can have her move back, or have her move back towards the main force to regroup, but... Or I can have her run down here, that also works. But anyway, I'm gonna turn map animations back on, because yeah, I want to show off Stefan's animations a little bit. And his trademark green hair. Don't waste the physics step. You don't have to. Alright, I saw I can waste one of these guys, which leaves me free to get another kill with Sanaki if I want. It would be nice if she popped Flare every once in a while, but I'm not really going to count on that happening. It's probably easier to give her the Swordmaster tail, because I have so many Dang, that 4% crit, though. Might be better to just use the spear. Yeah, I'll try for it. Because I can get... This is one of the problems I think Sigrun has, is just like... She's just a little too far behind the curve, even at tier 3 compared to everybody else. It's good for chip XP, but bad for everything else. Anyway, I'm gonna give this to Sanaki first, because, yeah, even... Like I said, I was worried about that going south, but there's no way that could. Anyway, if I move you down here, I think that's going to force some of these guys to run over to me, and I kind of don't want that. Yeah, Jill's in both of their ranges. I think I'd prefer for them to go for her, but we will apply necessary force here, I think. Or unnecessary force, depending on what he does. It's interesting that this game treats Stefan effectively like a bonus character. I mean, he kind of was back in Path of Radiance, but you still wanted to recruit him because if you recruited him, then you had the option to have him tutor Ike in swordplay and get a free occult scroll out of the deal, which was important for teaching Ike Ether. I guess lore-wise, he effectively is the reason that Ike knows how to use Ether, but then he forgot or something. I don't quite understand the lore. Wow, Tab, way to go, girl. Please just murder this guy. I've got to hear those sick violins one more time. Or more than one time, possibly. And what I might do is have... Yeah, I think I'm gonna have Stefan, Micaiah, and Sanaki all take turns getting hit, because I think all of them have lines of dialogue with Numidia, and I don't want them getting close enough to get shined, so we might as well have Jill take another hit on the chin and then just keep going. Speaking of which, I don't want Har moving up there unless he can move back, which I don't think he can. But we might as well... We gotta push the envelope here. No crits? Really? Now, it would be interesting if Har had dialogue with Numidia, or Numida. I keep calling him Numidia. I forget where Numidia is actually from. I don't even know if it's a real country. Anyway, the Black Knight has to move... He can't move through me, and even if he could, we're just gonna keep doing this. Anyway, we're gonna take advantage of the discount version of Uber Beats that we've got going on here. I'm gonna have Marcia move right here, because then I can Vigor to get a bit of extra distance. We're just gonna have Mialucci move up normally. Anyway, so I think right here... No? Okay, I might be off by a couple tiles, but we've got time to kill, so... Alright, drop Nolan off and then get yourself the heck out of dodge, because you've got to pick up Sylph anyway. Jeez, Har, like, I mean, I know, but, like, man, okay. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Out of all the possible outcomes, that was the worst one? Except not really, because then I can just do this. Or, no, stay right there. No, right there, actually. Considering how Har's whole shtick is that he is a two-time defector from different armies, it would be pretty funny to see if he had any dialogue, but... Anyway, I guess I'm gonna have... I don't know what I want to do with Tanith. Her job is pretty much done, aside from maybe some triangle attack shenanigans later. But that's gonna be way, way later. Okay, do you have anything I gotta worry about? Like any... Okay, that's just a steal, though. That's nothing to worry about. I mean, that 9 damage is more than I would like to take, but... We're sitting pretty still. That's not fun effect hits. It didn't. But this does. Woo! Nice. Give me the super. That'll do. Yeah, Jill's kind of grabbed the Wyvern Lord belt at the moment. At least it feels that way. Maybe it's just recency bias and possible favoritism. I don't really know. The fact that she's just gonna... I mean, some of these hits would suck if they landed. I think that's one of the ones I really had to dodge. Yeah, like I said, this is a combination of blatant favoritism and also just having the right unit available in the right place at the right time. But yeah, we are rocketing ahead here with Jill compared to Har, who's kind of struggling a little bit, but that's okay. These two are two of the strongest units in the game. I've taken them both into the tower on... or, not the tower. I've taken them both into endgame on several occasions. Level 10. I think she's our highest level tier 3 unit at the moment. Although Ike is probably going to catch up when we rotate back over to him. We can just keep doing this, can't we? Oh, what do you have? That might now be a problem that... Okay, you don't have a Perched Tome. I was a little worried that he did. But we are going to drop Nolan off up here. I maybe should have kept these guys around, but at the same time, I know what's coming next turn, and I need to get... I'm a little worried about Soth, if I'm being honest, but I think he's fine where he's at for the moment. God, I might have the wrong tile for what I want to do here. Yep, I totally do. There's a coin that's hidden right here, but I think I have enough time to get it over to him next turn. More importantly, if I... Yeah, I could just have Harp block this guy. I'd rather get the guaranteed hit than the one-shot. Plus, that's it's great. I think the problem isn't Har's hit rates or skill at this point in the game, it's just the fact that I keep having him use poleaxes. I mean, that don't help either. I think I'm gonna need Skrymyr's help down here as well. Come to think of it, I think Numida has lines of dialogue with Skrymyr as well, but I kind of don't want to trigger that. I would rather have Skrymyr just avoid... I would rather have these guys just avoid trouble for the time being. And thankfully I can sort of do that. What I can also do is have Leanne Vigor Skrymyr, and then he can chug some grass. Yeah, because he can set this kill up, and then... Even if he gets crit, that's no big deal. The other unit that I have to worry about staying out of the boss's range is Leanne. Especially if that happens. Yeah. Might need to have Jill rescue this guy and then run away. Or Leanne and then move away. How low is your... 5... 7? Yeah, okay. Because I can do this, too. Which is going to be beneficial in a hot second. Because, yeah, if I play my cards right here, then I can have Skrymyr be the only one that gets attacked, so I think I am going to do that. Unfortunately, I can't heal Jill until next turn, but I'll just have to work with that. Okay, so... Let me see, Gotta count the tiles again. It's just counting time. Counting time every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. This is the riskiest first, because Stefan only has 16, but he won't get doubled, or probably crit for that matter. Yeah, that combines... that avoid is sky high. That's a very easy setup. Like I said, we'll have these three rotate. Because they're not really at risk on this side of the map. Actually at all, especially since that trio of wyverns is dead. Get a bit more XP with Micaiah. And I think I'm actually going to have... I'm going to need Naysala around where the boss is. Because once that archer dies, he's pretty much free to swoop in and start engaging in some public humiliation, but... Actually, both archers have to die, so we're gonna sit on that. Get the grass. But yeah, I can have you fly over here. Gonna have our little triangle attack squad link up. Okay, and I think these guys are both just gonna get... Even if that guy could be... I'm the crit machine! Sit down! You? I am the desert, and I brook no intrusion. Make your peace with your goddess. As long as he doesn't crit. Yep, he didn't even hit there. Perfect. Figured I might as well give Skrimir this one here. He's been pushing people around all the time on this map. Might as well just give him a bit of fun. And he gets the level up, too. Yeah, you sure made use of that, buddy. I won't complain about extra speed, especially on a Laguz unit, because they effectively get +2, but man, that's not fun. More friends at the back. I guess I'm early by 1 turn. That's the only thing I can think of here. But either way, that gives us an excuse to get Mialucci out of the picture. He actually has his own mission. At least I need to swap places here. Micaiah takes no damage from this guy, and I could maybe... I don't think I can counter with Purge. It would be funny to try, and I don't have many uses for this. She can actually... She can attack him from here. Do I have anybody that can... I could maybe have her attack and then have Sanaki move in, because Sanaki doesn't take any crap from this guy either. Yeah, Micaiah just flat out outranges him, if I play my cards right. And yeah, he can't counter. You! Who are you? Duke Numida, I will never forget your oppression of the Dayan people, or your cowardly flight from justice. Ah, you're from Dayan. You should know that I had nothing to do with that unpleasantness. That was all General Jared's doing. General Jared was a scoundrel and a fiend, but at least he had a soldier's honesty in his villainy. You black-hearted senators nauseate me, weaving dense tapestry of lies that you yourselves believe. Perish. Yeah, that's only 2 damage, who cares? That was actually kind of fun. Although, yeah, like I said, that doesn't matter much in the long run. You are you're in full bird mode. I should see if I can take advantage of that. Anyway, there is an archer in this group again, so we're gonna have to... Actually, now that I think about it, you just didn't move at all, so... Come on, so you have 1 job. Literally, you have 1 job. Not bad. Not bad at all. You once again refuse to level magic, though. I don't understand. If you ever wanted to see about rescuing the Black Knight, don't. This happens. Oh, I can't even do that with him. Can I do that with you? I think only Har and Jill can do that. Yeah, because the Black Knight weighs like a ton of bricks. Yeah, 25. This'll happen. My safety is unimportant. I will protect the maiden at all costs. We got that under control, man. You don't have to worry about that. I'm just gonna deal with this guy here, because otherwise it'll be annoying to have to deal with him later. And you... even with the more mediocre level ups that Har's been getting, I do well to rely on him. This total damage I take is not the best situation, but we're still making it through. Although, honestly, unless I have somebody dart in to take care of that. He's just gonna get healed unless I do. Unless I, like... Wait a minute. Marcia, dear. Hang on a minute. Am I a genius? It's free if you want it. Just saying. That's what I thought, unfortunately. You tried. Tana, all yours. Ooh, that's dodgy. Literally. 40 coin flip is the best I can do? God, imagine having to do this game with these guys. These are like... I'm used to seeing these taking these hit chances in XCOM, not Fire Emblem. Although it's rather amusing when you end up playing XCOM like it's Fire Emblem, but I'm getting on myself here. Yeah, Biorhythm's biting me in the ass right there. Bird. And this, yeah, like I said, I'm mainly worried about the snipers from this point forward, and we are more than protected from them. I don't know who, Numida is gonna prioritize here, because, these guys have equal resistance, so it's kind of hard to tell. Don't revert yet, do I want Sigrun up here? Kind of? I know what's coming at the end of next turn, but... Like I said, it's... I mean, honestly, what I'm doing here is kind of stupid, because I'm really just juggling units back and forth when I should really just start putting people down. But I'm waiting for the Purge Tome to run out, and then once that's good, I basically have the green light to do whatever I want. Although I should maybe... do something like this so that, I know that, Leanne will get attacked. She has 24 resistance, but she will absolutely get doubled by the bots and possibly killed given how low her health is. Like, racing against this guy, like, no problem. Like, Raisin just takes hits like a champ. Magic hits by like a champ. I guess I want her Sigrun up here. Actually, no. It's a bad idea. For a number of reasons. Yeah, 57 is the best I can do. That is... Ugh. Always... Everyone always has problems with the Seraph Knights, but yeah, that guy just dodged 3 in a row. My god. He really wants to live. Eh, too bad. You don't get to live. I have Jill. Why would I ever let you live? Who's left? These two? Yeah, I want to kind of have them close proximity to each other. Because... Oh, you're attacking Micaiah again. Oh, you double Micaiah, that's why. That's awkward. And I just recognized these out-of-tone uses. Darn. That means if I want to attack him with anybody, I gotta get close. And no, I swear there were other units that showed up at the back, but nobody's shown up yet. Was I wrong? I'm never wrong. Anyway, these two are covering each other's ranges pretty well. Plus, if I try to move in to attack one of these guys, I've got a lot of counters that I have to deal with. At the same time, we're kind of pincering these guys a little bit, so I might want to take advantage of that and just run through everybody at once. And like I said, if those reinforcements show up back there, then there's a very good chance that I'm going to be able to... Let's do something like this. Like I said, I want that Laguz gem that's the boss is standing under, so... Let's, like, get the lead out with this group and just start knocking heads over. That was a good start. Anyway, I think I'm going to have Jill go after you, because then that frees me up to have Skirmir take... Skirmir's probably best taking care of this guy, and... Oh, you double him too, perfect. Knock him, set him up, tip him over. Extremely red and angry. And what I can do is, instead of vigoring Sigrun, I can have Jill take care of 2 targets this turn. Maybe I should have let Khalil go for this one, because that might have freed me up to do something else, but it's no big deal. Jill is MVP on this map for sure. If she's not, I would be very shocked. Although at the same time, I don't really need to worry about her quite yet. And yeah, since the boss doesn't move, he's effectively staying put for the rest of his turns. Attacking him with Sanaki, now that I think about it, is kind of a bad idea. Just because, yeah, with the Shine Tome, he really probably does a lot of damage to her. Although... 36 to 30, she would take 12 damage, I think, because, yeah, he doubles her, but that's not that bad, if I'm being honest, unless he... You don't have, like, Flare or Corona, do you? No. Maybe just diving in, because once these snipers go down, I'm free as a bird. Quite literally. With all these guys that fly. I'm gonna let the... I don't want that timer to run out in case I need a backup somewhere, so... We'll just have you kind of hang out around here. I think if I could get rid of this Halberdier, then this sniper is free for Naysala to deal with. Or I could just keep using Jill, and honestly, I kind of want to do that. Because if I move in with you, if I move here, then that's safe. I think I'm going to commit to this. Yeah, commit. Go. Because I have a way of pulling Khalil out if the situation calls for it. And it's going to in a hot minute if things even go remotely wrong. Although I don't know if I have enough firepower to kind of go through these guys. Yeah, I was hoping for at least one flare to proc, but I guess only someone can do that. we'll get rid of the highest priority target here. Actually gonna level up with a Laguz Royal. You don't see that every day. And that's a good one, too. I can have Tanit step into block, and I think she'll live from fighting this guy, which is... Well, it's a bit dodgy, but she doesn't get doubled, so that's good. How do you do, anyway? I do not like that 1% crit rate. So I will probably just rescue Sanaki and then pull back. I guess I'll have Har move in as well. Like I said, Jill is in a very good spot. It's hard that I think that has to keep up a little bit here. And that means we can get Soth over to where we need him faster. The two bishops that completely ran out of items, that's kind of my ticket out of here. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Oh my god, Har, don't do this to me. That's a guaranteed... These are the best odds. I did not want to run into a world where Har missed twice. Then I would legitimately be out of options. And Khalil was probably going to go down. See, that's good. You even hit res. That's really rare. And we can just park right here and be good, because, yeah, you can't hit anybody of importance. And if you, no matter who he attacks, he dies. And actually, I could even do this if I want to. Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. Yeah, even with Purge, that's awkward. Might as well have you stay put then, I guess. Stefan can't do anything else on this map. He already got the 3 kills, which is more than I would otherwise use him for, so... keep the faith, I guess. And now I'm kind of regretting not having a Fanny Tome available, because this is now suddenly, like I said, very awkward. Yeah, because you still have your physics staff and you're going to heal that guy, but I think I'm just going to keep Micaiah where she is. Just make sure that she has a staff equipped so that she can heal. Split up, you two, and take it to him. Watch, those reinforcements are never going to show up, and I'm going to look like an idiot. Bad light choice. Oh lord, he coming. What the hell? Like I said, those guys should be showing up by now. Oh no, I am way off. I think it's actually this turn that they show up. But like I said, we're cleaning house pretty much. And I don't know if they don't show up if the boss is dead. Because yeah, I could just get rid of you right now. Which is tempting, but... with Har, do I want to do that, or with somebody else? That's pretty good too, if I'm being honest. Can just kind of break these guys over my knee if I wanted to. And this is good just for XP purposes, because we'll have Micaiah bash away at this guy for a little bit. Can't shove the Black Knight back. But there's not very many targets for him to deal with, and I'm gonna check something. Because I don't know if the reinforcements are cancelled if the boss dies. And I don't have a lot of good options for dealing with this guy over here. Although, maybe my options are a bit better than I thought they'd be? Let's try it. There's not... I really have nothing to lose at the moment. And Jill seems to agree. Although getting the crit there and not killing him is a bit awkward. Especially since I have to sit through this. And that hurts, too. Tempest Blade is no joke. It's one reason that I was a bit skittish around it. Thankfully we crit, so that's more than enough. And you are overdue or something like that. Jill was getting way too many good level ups. that luck had to run out. Oh, that's why. Never mind. I did not realize you capped everything except defense. Gee, that's interesting. Yeah, because Har hasn't capped anything either. By comparison. I want to have Halil and Sanaki kind of jump in here to take care of this guy. And I honestly think with the way things are going, this isn't the worst idea I've ever had. That's 24, and then what can you do? 27. That's a nasty retaliation hit, but I have Har to pull. Yeah, so we'll do 24 here, and then maybe not get hit. The keyword is maybe. That's annoying, but... Oh, yep, okay. Nice. That even heals her back up, too. That's very convenient. Perfect setup. Let's knock it down. That is also my best chance to hit. Thank God for this tome, or it would be very hard to use Sanaki in any capacity. And it's always funny to see me drop suns on people and then do 30 damage. Again, yeah, the luck well, I think, is run dry at this point. We already got a lot of what we needed, so... Sweet! That's SS rank, I think. You have 4 leadership stars, too? Oh my god. Why is Micaiah the commander? That makes no sense. Oh wait, hang on a minute. Yeah, no, she's the commander, and she has no leadership stars. That's so annoying. Sanaki is bored. I can't even use them. So cheap. So cheap. Har, you can take first crack at it. Although, I kind of want to see what, if he has any dialogue with Sanaki, so I'm gonna wait on that. I am gonna do this because this could end in a very... This could end tragically and in a very clowny fashion if I don't play my cards right, so... Sigrun might have a line or two with him too, so I might want to do that. He definitely has one with Soap, but I'm not going to see it because that's pretty obvious why. Oh, what? Oh, you didn't move yet, that's why. If I'm being perfectly honest, I think I would rather just smack one of these guys on the dome. Can you, like, actually one round these guys. That's very inconvenient of you. You probably do that to him. Yeah, go for it. Overkill! Why not? Yeah, he's gone. God, that is... I gotta remember that for later, because that is so convenient just to keep the Black Knight out of the fight, so I can get all the XP for myself. Because normally, whenever I do this, like, everyone in the Silver Army just ends up coming in super under-leveled, which is just annoying. But... what is your fire rhythm like? It is on the upswing, so I gotta get the lead out here. Plus, I won't be at worst. Oh, what? Okay. I didn't expect you to have a tome. And you do, but it is of no consequence. 1 damage. Nice job. Nice try, mate, but I think I'm a little better. Except for the fact that you doubled it, anyway. Thank God Micaiah has good resistance, or that would be extremely irritating. And it's not like she's gonna get any faster. Is that HP capped? It might be. Light Sage doesn't have a very high cap for some stats, so... here are the wyverns that I was thinking about. My math was just off. In fact, I think I will be seeing all of the reinforcements, because, yeah. These 3 have nobody to target, and except for Zahark and Nolan, so we're perfectly fine right here. These 2 are gonna dodge everything until the cows come home, and maybe I might even see a Colossus out of this? Who knows? Bingo! Such a fun animation. I kinda like the map-only one, because they just Dragoon dive, practically, but... no matter. Damn, good level up, too. That is the best level up that a Nolan can possibly get. And both of these guys are gonna suicide into Zahar, so I'm not gonna worry about them. Anyway, down here... Sigrun, I'll let you take first crack. It's tragic, really, that the Holy Knights have wasted so much time and energy protecting a shell of the possible. It's not too late, you know, to align yourself with the true chosen of the gods. I'm so inconsistent with this guy, and I apologize. The loyalty of the Holy Knights can only be commended by one person, and that will never change. It is my duty and privilege to execute her orders and destroy the enemies of the Apostle. This guy's been such a pain in my rear this entire game, effectively. So it is indeed an honor and a pleasure to be able to do this. And if I remember right, Soap can't move into position yet, and I don't like that crit, and if Soap dies, I think that's curse, so let's avoid that happening. Oh, you don't even... weapon triangle, that's why. Some child, what the Vice Minister said was true. Wicked infant, how dare you to pretend to be divinely inspired while you heard absolutely nothing from the gods. And like I said, Jill didn't have any lines with him, but I know Screamir and Naysala do. And like I said, none of my other units really need the XP from this, so If I want to get this kill with Nasala, I could. It might be kind of interesting to see what. Because like I said, the only person that could really benefit from the XP at this point is Micaiah. Jill is just cracked as all hell at this point. Hara's in an alright spot too. I think his caps are actually higher than Jill's in a couple of areas, which is funny, but we can't get anybody else over here. Like I said, Nolan has a couple lines with Nubita, but I can't get him over here in time. Unless I really just want to cheese this to hell and back, and I kind of don't. I think we're done. I think, like I said, I'm just gonna have Micaiah bash away at this guy to get some more XP, and then we're gonna get out of here. Yeah, sure, go for it. You got some, we're just taking care of garbage at this point. Ah, Duke Mimida. Unbelievable that a coward like you was changed back in stone. Particularly surprising, given some of your more impious transgressions. I have no idea what you're talking about. I am a senator in good standing. Oh, bullshit, you're a war criminal. My country produces excellent spies, Your Grace. I know every atrocity that you committed while in Dane. I actually hold quite a bit of incriminating evidence that would destroy you if it became public. It's a pity that all that work will be wasted, though, since this is the last day of your life. Dead. Not even worth the tear. What's happening, Vice Minister? I lost the battle. Uncle Andros. I don't know. He has that vibe to him. He's an absolute coward. And I think now that the boss is dead, I don't know if the Black Knight stops moving, but there's no reason to really keep track. Like I said, this enemy cop was cooked. I had a much easier time with that than I was expecting to. That's not the tile he was on, that was, but we'll get there in a minute. Actually, Khalil may be able to help a little bit. 24 luck, good biorhythm? Why not? Yeah, we'll move out of the way in a minute, but... and nobody really has to do anything anymore, so... I mean, I could do this, which would force the Black Knight to go left, which would mean I can get my top combo in before we leave. Because I'm wrapping this up next. Actually, no, wait. I just recognized that, what I probably want to do is, we're going to do this because I can't get Jill to a healer this turn, but if I remember right, there's one more set of reinforcements that's going to come in, so we'll prep for that. The units that I have around this area are perfectly up for the challenge, though. And yeah, oh, they're going for Nolan. I guess because of weapon triangle? And he's gonna run away because, God, I think both of them are gonna do that, although this guy is, I think, just done, because, yeah, even if, no Colossus proc, but he can't move. There you go, that's why. And that's the last group, and is also one of the scary groups. And the Black Knight can walk through me, the more you know. Ah, Sir Knight, I am glad to see you're safe. I knew someone of your power wouldn't have turned to stone. I'm glad to see yourself safe as well, Maiden. Are you here to save us again? Not us. What? I am only here to save you, no one else. But why? Why just me? We will talk more when the battle is over. I shouldn't have said anything yet. Forgive me. Sir Knight... Yeah, I'm gonna have somebody else waste the bishop. Gotta get some chip damage over here instead. Because that's too good to pass up. Even if the results aren't exactly the best. Is that? Yeah, that's got skill. Honestly, that's a pretty good spot to end off the leveling spree on. And it shall be. Extra gravy, why not? End this off in style. I'd consider that style. Now, as for this gang, yeah, only this guy is particularly threatening, and none of my units are in a spot that I would consider compromising. Oh, and now you get doubled, son. How does it feel? Don't even waste the good stuff. Bingo! That's the last item that we need. And that is worth its weight in gold. The Lagoose Gem, I'll just show what it does. It allows a Lagoose to maintain their animal form for an entire battle. 5 uses too. It effectively... Since every single Lagoose unit that I have in this part of the game is only available for 5 more maps, potentially, this effectively lets me give form shift to whoever I want. Very nice to have, although, like I said, it's free money more than anything else. We're also going to get rid of you, because I just want to be done with this after we deal with those reinforcements. And we're also going to take care of you as well. For the same reason. Woo! Flippy flop. And only that guy can move over, so... Yeah. In terms of other stuff, I might as well stay put, because we can do that again. Scribeer just fulfilling his duty more than anything else. And I could potentially get Sanaki into a spot where she can help out here. I don't want to use up the Purge Tome for the same reason I don't want to use up Peleus' Fenrir Tome that he joined with last chapter. So, yep, nuke it. Just shows you how big that effect is, too. That covered the screen. Even in the map-only mode. And I need to get you out. Or I can just, Or I could just block with Har, and I'm kind of tempted to do that. Yeah, because now he's completely covered. Will any of those guys live? I don't think so, but it's worth trying. Let's keep the bond support in range. They don't pay you to take that thing home, Micaiah. Actually, I don't even think we're getting paid right now. It doesn't matter. We got paid because of all the items we're getting. Shooey, I tell you. Alright. If all these guys suicide onto Har, then we're done. And I think they're about to. Dink. Dink. Oh, never mind. Oh, and you want to go for Nasal instead. You hurt me? Perish. Hey, Nolan. Oh, never mind. If he triggered Colossus, that would have been funny, but never mind. We're done there. And like I said, that's the last of the reinforcements. Okay, call me a liar. Why don't we, game? And that's annoying because 2 of our guys just untransformed. And I have 2 guys in no man's land, so... yeah, forgot about you 2. Arc Fire, Arc Wind? Neither of those are particularly threatening. Well, to Soap, I guess they are. You wanna join in the fun? You kinda do, I like that. Although knives are about as dog shit as they could possibly be. I'm gonna turn the animations back on for these last couple of rounds because Sigrunda's just fine over here. In fact, I'm just gonna let you do that. Because then I can have Khalil beat up on this guy. We'll go for the Bolganon here because that just seems like the best use of my time. And then besides, we're covered over here. God bless the Nullify Scroll. It actually made Sigrun kind of viable. Although low HP and defenses overall just kind of sink my battleship a little bit. Just a little bit, though. Like I said, though, if only her other stats were better, because I think close to 30 resistance is surprisingly helpful. Just not in this game. They don't pay you to take that thing home either, so... Also, call up a bit of a gale force here. Show this guy who's boss. Anyway, if I proc Soap's Mastery skill, which I didn't even get to show, which I haven't even shown off yet, then the map's over, so I might as well do this first. Micaiah was listening and leveled up all of her stats that weren't, you know, what was already there. This is a pretty good Micaiah, honestly. I'm looking at this up and down, and I'm really liking what I see. Like I said, her HP cap is a little low for my tastes, but everything else is just very nice. And we might as well commit to this, because, like I said, we still got good biorhythm. There's a chance that Soap crits, which is pretty good, and even if he doesn't, then Hello can finish this guy up just fine. Plus, Soap has the chance to do something funny. Nope, he did not. That's okay. No. I don't even really want to heal up anymore. Although, like I said, I could get another charge out of that physics staff, which... I could use that later, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I think I'll be fine on her, right? Might as well give this kill to Soap if he really wants it. And like I said, something very clowny could happen in the next... Never mind. I was under the impression that he could still move, and then I forgot. Seal the deal, Khalil? Let's go. And that is, well, that was a 3-hour-long map, but that went about as well as it could go. Sir Knight, how good to see you! You always save me from danger. Maiden, I have a favor to ask of you. Will you come with me? My master awaits you at the Tower of Guidance. The Tower of Guidance? If I may ask, who is your master? You will see when we get there. Please take my hand. We will be there in a blink of an eye. I can't leave everyone behind. We have to get to the tower together. Your allies will turn to stone when the next light of judgment shines. I do not wish for you to see it. The light will strike again? When? Please tell me. Maiden, I will come for you again. Make up your mind by then. Wait, don't tell me. He's gone again, right? I knew we couldn't count on him. So? McCain got away, didn't he? Yes, he did, but we'll have another chance. I'm sure of it. I know he's going to attack us again. Don't know if that's good news or bad. I know. We have to be ready. Sigrun, Tanith, I need to talk to both of you. Empress, why so serious? Whatever it is, you can be sure that Sigrun and I will help you with it. I forget if Tanith is force deployed here. I think she is, because... Yeah, actually, I think she's force deployed. I was about to say, if you put Tanith in another army, Sigrun has this conversation by herself. No. Tanith, let her speak. When the last apostle was assassinated and I was not yet born, Bennion went a long time without central authority. The people were frightened, both of the murder and the power vacuum. Without the goddess's voice, Bennion was lost. Sephiron once told me that when the Senate confirmed my appointment as the next apostle, it was as if a sigh of relief sounded across the country. It's true. I still remember your coronation, the first time I ever saw you, Empress Sanaki. With your tiny hand in Sephiron's, you stumbled as you walked. A little girl, barely visible in the grand hallway of the cathedral. It was a moving sight. I remember that as well. The Empress stepped on her cape and tripped a total of 5 times. Tanith, that hardly seems appropriate. I think the country's sigh of relief was unwarranted. I cannot hear the goddess's voice. I never could. This has perplexed me for years. At first I thought my youth was to blame, but this excuse grows thinner each year. There is no clear age at which previous apostles heard the goddess for the first time, but all of them had heard by now. Empress, if this is about what Duke Gatos said, if I am not the true apostle, have I betrayed my people, even unknowingly? You two are my most trusted friends. How would you feel about me if I were not the apostle? Be honest with me. You would like an honest answer? Very well. It would change nothing. What? If you thought that our allegiance was to the office of the apostle, well, you were wrong. Even from a young age, you have been working with Lord Sephiron to fight the Senate on behalf of the people. Our loyalty lies with you, Empress Sanaki. You will always be our Empress. Please do not forget that. I am blessed. Not by the voice of the goddess, but by loyalty like yours. Be strong, Empress Sanaki. Even if you are not an apostle, you are still the one true Empress of Bennion. Oh, I guess the Black Knight does give you XP, but good fucking line reading, like, the lines right there. Yeah, I was worried. It's very easy for Sanaki to fall into the same trap that, like, Almeida falls into, or a couple of other units across multiple different Fire Emblem games, now that I think about it, but no, I really like how she's written. She's one of my favorite units in this game for a reason, but we're done here. So, again, I would kind of save over this, but then more cutscenes are going to start, and I want to save them for next time, which would probably be next Monday now that I think about it. Even though it's only 8 and I could potentially go longer, I really don't want to, so let's go find a raid target.